Hi folks, welcome once again to Pete's Kitchen Garden. It's Saturday the 2nd of June. The day started out absolutely pouring it down, and then got to about 2 o'clock. My stepdaughter and future son-in-law came round, and the sun came out, so we've had a rather nice afternoon outside. I'm filming quite late actually, we're losing the light a bit now, it's 10 to 9, so my son there, Liam, just getting into the shot. Hi Liam. So yeah, just quickly show you what we've got going off. Tumbling toms. We've got the potatoes are coming along nicely, starting to get flowers on them. We've got 2 rows of beetroot there. The shallots doing okay. The radish there doing fine. We've had a few of those out already. Put another sowing in. I'd sow radish about every couple of weeks to try and keep regular successions going. We've got white onions, the overwintering garlic. I always overwinter my garlic, as regular watchers of this channel will know. And then we've got the white onions in the end bed there. I'm just waiting for these tulips to die off, because when they do, I've got all this lot to go in there, all the bedding plants. But because spring came a bit late this year, came a couple of weeks later than usual, so these are taking a bit longer than normal to die back, but we'll get there. Yep, the perennial border looking nice. We went to the garden centre the other day, and my wife appreciates a nice garden. She likes flowers, but she's not really into gardening per se. And she picked these Marguerite daisies out, and I've never been a huge fan of these. Whenever I see them in garden centres, they look a bit scrappy, but bought them, planted them out, and they look fantastic, especially next to this euphorbia, these geums. And then you've got the iris here looking really nice. So yeah, it's coming along. The archway here, I've planted some jasmine, so the plan is that these will sort of grow over the arch. They are evergreen, so we'll still get colour through the winter. Quite pleased with these, because I specifically wanted something with white flowers. We don't have that much white in the garden, so I think these are going to look great when they, especially when they're covering that archway there. The large top vegetable bed, as we call it, we've got carrots under here, and they are starting to germinate. I've got them under this net just to sort of keep the birds off, really. I mean, I know they can get in through the sides, but what I found with the birds is that as long as you put something that kind of puts them off and makes it awkward for them to tend not to bother. The main problem is that when I put something like carrot seeds in, the birds will come down and they bathe in the soil. They're basically, you know, with their wings shuffle all the soil about, and the seeds go all over. So I just have to protect those until they've got to a reasonable size. Under here we've got the parsnips. I'm not going under there, Liam, because they've not really germinated yet. Parsnips always take ages to germinate. There's the odd one or two. Lettuce and spring onion. If you're wondering what this contraption is here, again, what I was saying before about just making it difficult for birds to get down there. The sparrows have been pinching the leaves of the lettuce here, the outer leaves, and I know it's the sparrows because I've watched them doing it. So that was just, I had a few canes and a bit of thin rope kicking about. So yeah, that's that. The peas, sort of really looking really scruffy actually, and it's nothing I've done. You know, I planted these at regular spacings, but some of them have got really massive and some of them not so much so. I think these peas are Kelvedon Wonder. I think, I'm not 100% sure, please correct me if I'm wrong. But the idea is they can actually grow without support, which they are doing, to be fair. But I've just put this little frame here just in case the wind picks up or anything. This is built out of the wood that we harvest, the canes that we harvest from this tree here, which I think is a willow, but it grows these really long sort of, you know, they get up to 8 or 9 foot, these sort of canes that I cut down every few years. And you know, one of these will last me about 3 years before it goes brittle. I can't use it anymore, and by that time, you know, the trees grow more back and I can harvest them again, so I don't have to buy canes. And I always like it when I can use things that we've got naturally occurring. So yeah, just head through, quick look in the greenhouse, to Tomato plants coming along nicely. I'm doing all the usual stuff with these now, pinching out the side shoots. Only 4 plants this year. I grew 6 last year, and to be honest, they were that crowded, I couldn't really get in and look after them properly. So I think sometimes less is more. So I've grown these in the same way I did last year. So we've got them in the pots, holes in the bottom of the pots, and then we've got this bed here. So plenty of root space for them. And looking really healthy. Not a lot more to say about those really. I've had to put a load of fleece up as shading over the top of the greenhouse because we've had some really hot sunny days and it's actually started scorching some of the plants. So yeah, it's not been quite so sunny today, but I might as well keep it there. It's not doing any harm. Cucumbers, again, I have used some canes here, but I have also used some of the ones from the tree, and I've also actually done the same with the tomatoes again. So these are ones that we cut down.
These are getting close.
And we're starting. They are, yeah, starting to get a few cucumbers on there. Then my leeks, which won't be going out for a while yet. A few more lettuce and spring onion to go out. A few bits and bobs. The idea is, so I haven't put any brassicas in yet, and I know most people will already have them in, and they'll probably be ready for planting them out now. But brassicas for me are something that I want to be harvesting sort of November to February, March time, and I've probably said this before. So this year I've gone for really late varieties, and the idea is that by the time these onions and garlic and what have you, once they're done, I'll be planting the brassicas in there, which I'll sow at the end of June. I'll probably plant those out round about mid-August maybe, by which time this bed's going to be empty. So yeah, that's the plan with that. These sweet peas, I think I'd only just planted these the last video I did, although to be fair, the last video was a good 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think. So yeah, coming along nicely. A bit of lobelia and the wall baskets there, and then this little evergreen section, which I'm really pleased with actually, because I did this I think it was the year before last actually, and these were all very small evergreens, and I think if you can be patient by smaller plants, it usually tends to work out cheaper. You just have to wait longer for results, and I think this looks great. I mean, I love the Acer. Hopefully this is going to grow tall. It seems to be happy there where it is. Campanula there just to add a little bit of colour. I know that's not an evergreen, but it looks good right now. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
And this will hopefully grow into a tree.
Hopefully, and that's about it, folks, really. So yeah, you're doing okay. I mean, yep, the spring was a couple of weeks late getting started, I guess, but everything's caught up and we're doing fine. So until next time, thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and bye for now.